Welcome back. I'm sure we got ourselves another video. We got ourselves a video of some young Latina, young spicy thing. Spicy. She's telling a story about her friend and then explaining how she's now realized how dangerous it is for guys out here. She got sons, so it usually something like that happens. As soon as a lady gets sons, then they acknowledge how bad things are for guys. But she's gonna tell a story. She's gonna tell a story about a friend she has. It's gonna be a quick story. I want y'all to know right now, it's very disturbing, the story that you're about to hear. I don't know how common it is, but it's something where if you've seen that person, you would believe they should be locked up or be given prescriptions where they don't get to interact with people. But hold up, just hitting this video, need to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. In the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Just let me know that it's real. But let's waste some more time. Let's roll the clip. Oh, you ain't know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.
Yep, and statistically speaking,
different now.
Yeah, statistically speaking, predators tend to be in, careers where they have access to children.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about my boys. And I think...
Because you never know. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, and I feel like with young boys, when it comes to that kind of stuff, there's not as much awareness around it as there is little girls.
Yeah.
Like, we're really quick to protect little girls.
Yeah.
And so many things have happened to young boys that they've had to suffer in silence about because that same protection for young boys is not there the way that it is for girls.
Because it's not what everybody's talking about. It's not what everybody's worrying about. Yeah.
And then just even like, dude, I even think about with my sons, like the Me Too movement and just like when they get older and hell nah. You know what I mean? Like, no is a complete sentence. Don't even put yourself in any kind of situation for any kind of fucking female to be on some bullshit because females be on some bullshit. Yeah. And it scares me a little bit, especially y'all in the date. Well, I don't know. You gotta go. You guys, whatever. You guys got partners or dating, whatever the hell. It is a hard time.
Oh yeah.
For you guys, I feel for it.
It could take just a change of heart to turn into something for some people.
And it's crazy too. I'm not gonna lie. I've had stories too where like the no was there, and I was like. Oh. But I was, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
But deep down, you're like, oh, really? No? And then no, but no's no. And like, you know what I'm saying? You almost are like trying to like convince her almost to not. And then it's like, no, no's no.
Yeah, that's called coercion.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
I can understand what he's saying, but I want y'all to know right now, like, it's weird, okay? Coercion, I call it vagina haggling.
I got you $1. Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
You sure you want this thing? You sure you don't? I'm not saying you should do what I'm saying. I'm just commentating. But yeah, no means no.
All right, boy, you better slow down because you finna say something you're gonna regret. You better just quiet down, nigga.
I treat no as no because the other one, that's usually just young women playing games. That's a grown woman with a little girl mindset that you're talking to. If she says no, and then you say something else, and then she say, sure, she don't know what she's doing. You should stay away from her. You know what? That's actually a problem. You shouldn't talk to a person who don't know what they want. All they're doing is waiting. They're waiting to attack your life. That's about it. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I think.
I had a homegirl, right? We're not homies anymore, but she had an encounter with a guy, right? She was on him. She hella liked him, whatever. She called me the next day. She was like, yeah, we did whoop whoop. And I was like, cool, right? So a year or so passes. She meets a guy that she's really serious with, right? And then she's like, so I was thinking about that one guy I was with, and I think he raped me. Oh, I can't say that. Grape. Bust it out because then it'll demonetize you.
I kicked her right in. A good thing she ain't your friend. If that heifer was still your friend, that would have been a problem. If I was you, my dear, if I was you, no matter what she say, any situation that happens, I would tell the police she's lying. That right there is throwing a baby out with the bathwater. That heifer is a liar. Do not trust her, officer. No matter what she say, she's crazy and she needs prescriptions by a doctor named Howard. No, a doctor named Oliver. Yeah, I ain't never heard a doctor named Oliver. That's who she need prescriptions from. That's crazy.
And I was like, you totally wanted him. You totally called me. You totally told me all the details. Like, what do you mean right now? But I think it was like the shame attached to the fact that because it was just like a one night stand. It wasn't nothing serious with homie, right?
Yeah.
The shame that I think she felt that she allowed herself to go there. And then when she met a serious guy, I think to herself, she was trying to make it seem like he overstepped or whatever. But he was like way tossed and she wasn't way tossed. Like she was fine, right?
So technically, she was the rapist. She, in actuality, was the rapist. What she's talking about, that right there is a lady creating narratives. She created a narrative for herself. Yeah. Let that sizzle in your spirit right there. They do that. I don't know if that's a feminine thing or at least it's just women of today. That's what they do. If they feel some type of way about something, they're not gonna take accountability. So since they're not gonna take accountability, they need to justify it. For them to justify it, they're gonna create a narrative. That's wild. Because now I just thought about it. Is that really you creating a narrative? It really is just you lying to yourself. Yeah, it had to be that. Because she couldn't have felt comfortable telling her friend that she told that she had a great time with. Whoa, it was a year later. A year later, then you go say, I think he raped me. Cheyenne, are you on drugs? Are you on street drugs?
I think about it like that. And I'm like, God forbid my sons were to have an encounter with a girl. She fully is, fine with things. And then months later is like, the shame that I feel is uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna say that you took advantage of me. Hell no.
That ain't right. Yeah. That's taking
because that shit is common.
Yeah,
it is.
That shit is very
That shit happened
common.
to me. That shit happened to me. And then fucking months later, the same thing tried to happen. I didn't say this, say that. I'm like you said, I was fucking butt skunk drunk. I don't know what the fuck you were on. You didn't seem that drunk. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, so what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and those kinds of allegations, like,
It's hella serious.
It's
hella serious, bro. That shit fucks with someone's life, career, reputation, everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything. And being someone who that happened to me when I was 13, like, that's not something you fucking play about. That shit has real repercussions. There's real scars there, real things that I've had to work through to overcome intimacy, to just overcome anxiety in parenting, like all kinds of shit. It's not just like, I busted it open one night, I regret it now, to evade responsibility, I'm gonna whatever. Hell no.
And like you said, it's evading responsibility. The shame forces them to try to cope with it however they can.
Make themselves feel better in a way,
It's too common than not nowadays too, because you see all these fucking cases and they're getting branded out for all this shit. So like you said, the shame's too much. Fuck it, let me get a bag. Let me go say this and say that. It's like, bro, why?
We talked about it in even a previous podcast. There was like NCAA athletes who've lost their professional career because of lies. And he came back, the case was over too late. At that point, he's 28, 29. He's
they don't want him no more. Whatever
they don't want him no more.
Yeah, that right there, what they're saying, that's true. That's true. Even if you win the case, your career is over. That right there is society. Men being ballless and women not caring about facts is all about feelings. They believe you took advantage of that lady while she was at her lowest moment. And even when there's no facts based off what she said, they would say, I would want people to believe me, even if I didn't have the facts to prove this thing. So they're going to build a fucking barrier. So no matter what they're saying is correct. That's reinforced. It's like you ever seen one of those old school cars with the hydraulics, like boom, boom. The frame, that shit is reinforced with more metal so it can't break. That's them. They reinforce the stupidity and emotional illogical thinking with more stupidity and emotional illogical thinking. That's what's happening. Now I'm somewhat triggered right now. I'm still triggered because that story that made me upset. I would have had to fist fight her. I would have been her friend. I had to fist fight that girl. We all know she ain't gonna win. But still, when they was talking about all these cases and stuff that's happening, that's because of that. Men are ballless. They won't just say, that's not true, and ma'am, get out of here. They won't do it. They won't do it because guess what? There's a lot of guys out here who have daughters. So what? They just believe their daughter. Like their daughter don't piss and shit. Your daughter is a normal person. She's a liar, like other people. But yeah, boy, I went on a real rant right there.
Yeah,
he had to do time that he didn't even, for something he didn't do.
Or even the Weinstein shit, right? That was like have you guys gone down the rabbit hole with that?
Not deep, but
okay. So it on the outside looking in, right? If you look at just social media and the testimonies, whatever, it looks like, damn, this guy really took advantage of a lot of, actresses that were up and coming. But these actresses that testified, right, were asked to describe what his genitalia looked like. He had gotten gangrene on his balls years ago, so he doesn't have nuts. All of them, their testimonies were false because they described his genitalia as like, yeah, well, he has nuts and he has his penis and this, that, and the other, which is not true because if you would have seen his genitalia, you would know he has no nutsack. So it's
I didn't even know that. So you're telling me all these motherfuckers out here just lying? That was the Weinstein case? She can't have been talking about Weinstein. No. There's no way she was talking. That, okay. No. Reverse. Replay.
Or even the Weinstein, right? That was like have you guys gone down the rabbit hole with that?
Not deep, but
okay. So it on the outside looking in, right? If you look at just social media and the testimonies, whatever, it looks like, damn, this guy really took advantage of a lot of, actresses that were up and coming. But these actresses that testified, right, were asked to describe what his genitalia looked like. He had gotten gangrene on his balls years ago, so he doesn't have nuts. All of them, their testimonies were false because they described his genitalia as like, yeah, well, he has nuts and he has his penis and this, that, and the other, which is not true because if you would have seen his genitalia, you would know he has no nutsack.
They're lying on a eunuch?
Don't do it. I'm a virgin. No.
You're telling me the actresses out here are lying on a eunuch? This man doesn't even have testes. Kind of hard for him right now. I feel so sorry for the guy. That's terrible. He's probably gonna pay somebody to snipe a couple of them, allegedly, or whatever the word I need to say, so YouTube and people don't get upset. Whatever that word is, clip it. That's what I said. That's wild. These heifers are out here lying on eunuchs.
So it's like,
damn.
All these women,
the fucking bag.
That's fucking scary because even when I first heard that story, I was like, oh yeah, this is Hollywood, the elite. Like I was like, yeah, there's because I know shit like that happens, And he looks a little weird, but then when you actually look at the facts, you're like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
I give it to a few. Maybe he did some weird shit, trying to coerce, suck my wee-wee, I'll give you a roll. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I think you would notice if a man was missing nuts.
Exactly.
I noticed.
Big screen. You're telling me these heifers are out here lying on eunuchs? I didn't even know that about Weinstein. You're telling me these
Daddy, chill.
They just tried to describe his Peloton, his little
6.5 hours later.
They were asked to describe his little eggs and he didn't even have them. Now we wonder why he got out. He got out because the Me Too movement just lied and had the man arrested. It's kind of hard to prove a man did something with the heaven from you. Don't even know that he don't have balls. That's crazy. Now, but still, I want to get back on that girl's ex-friend. That's why I truly believe the equal rights comes along with equal lefts. There's no way she should be all right to just walk around without anybody doing something.
What did that just mean?
Think about how crazy that is to hear come out of a person's mouth. You heard them describe how much fun they had. Describe it. And then later, then they tell you that, oh man, I think what happened with me was this. Grape? Get out to the wall. She need to have her nose to the wall. And then every 5 minutes you walk up, slap her in the back of the head. All I just heard was that there's a chance that randomly within my life, somebody's gonna just say something happened. A lady gonna just say, I didn't like that. So he did this. Me? How dare you? Hey yo, I don't let you know right now. Before they get me, you gonna get that blue caprice treatment. You know we call it the Washington or the DC sniper. Play with it. That's why I don't trust when women. I don't even trust when men. I don't trust when people just tell me stories. Cause now I'm about to ask you questions and see if it logically tracks. But that's not even that situation. She literally told her the story first, then told her next year that I think this happened. How is that not like a person that's retarded? Hey yo, you be safe out here. Everybody should be all right. Everybody who has a family member when they know something like this happened to, always think Samuel Jackson did it in Time to Kill. If he could do it, anybody can do it.
Oh, you ain't know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.